Hey, what's up, my RC brothers from another mothers? So, let me back this up a little bit. Alright, so that's what I got so far. Um, pretty stoked with it, as always. I always say that with my cars. Sorry about the blurriness. Now, I've started a little bit of weathering in here. And one of the ways I do my rust and weathering, and I was hoping to film this last part I did, but man, I was exhausted. And this top rail, the back panel, all this, I spent like 6, 7 hours outside in the heat. I made this, which this is going to get covered with like a mesh, wire mesh. I got to see for what I can find. But this is like the background of that front. And once I bend this down a little bit more, I got to put, I'm thinking of, I was going to do lights in here, but I think I might do, kind of like a Mad Max look to it. Like, I'm thinking of doing a light bar. If I can find one big enough, I might do a light bar all the way across. I've got my little holes in there. That's going to be so when I put the windshield in, I'm going to rivet the windshield to the front. Um, but yeah, this is there's the Comatex main part of the body, but then I reinforced it with a lot of like this is all aluminum across the top. This is steel, tin. This is all aluminum. So I got to put some doors in. I still got a long way to go. I got to put doors in, but I made a full interior for the let me loosen this up here. Okay, there we go. I made a full interior, so there's a bench. We could be able to get two figures in there, a dog. I mean, this sucker's going to be top heavy. I'm going to have to put a lot of weights down low on it. Let me back up a little more. But it's turning out pretty sweet. I mean, I'm liking it, but I always like my builds, you know. I don't know if that's normal. And then I went ahead and put it on that old Scx10 Injora chassis that I was complaining about. I said, you know what? Let me put it on there because if I like the way it turns out, then I don't have to buy a chassis. Well, I bought it anyway. It's coming today, the Red Cat chassis. But if it works out, I'll go ahead and buy the axles because these axles are horrible. And I'll go ahead and make the investment on the axles because then I'll take the Red Cat that's coming today. And I've been wanting to put a Killer Body Marauder 2 on it. So they make the Killer Body Marauder 2 for the TRX4. And what I like about it is it has a I want to say a 324 millimeter wheelbase. So the Killer Marauder body will fit excellent on the Red Cat because of that longer wheelbase. Red Cat chassis can go up to 336, I believe. So that'd be sweet. So I'm gonna try to make a go of it with this chassis. But this one's definitely a truck I'm going to finish because I really like the way it's turning out. And so once I just smooth out all the lines and get the doors and the light, and I was and I am still shooting for a basic shape of the G64 from Cross RC. Of course, I'm not going to get it perfect like theirs is. They're a nicely molded body, but should work out. Like I said, I started a little bit of weathering. Now, one of the ways I do my weathering is I know some guys put layers of paint and then salt. Um, I found that with the Comatex, I don't know how the other plastics work, but with Comatex, you take a torch lighter, and even I did that with my SCX24. Uh, you just get a lighter, a torch lighter, a real strong one, and you burn it, and then later you can add a little bit of rust paint to it, because you see how it gets like bubbly, and it'll start looking like rust. So I did a little bit up here, but I'm gonna do more because I want to make it like, like I said, it's GC4 Cross RC look, also with a little bit of Mad Max look. So still got a long way to go, but I'm really digging the fit on it too. Let me back up here. You can see, and I'm leaving those tires on there. You know, it's got the little red stripe. I was gonna take it off, but I'm leaving it because by the time I'm done with it, I think it's gonna look crazy. Anyway, hopefully you guys are digging it. The only thing, I gotta get rid of that rear bumper, but I like it because every time I flip the truck over, I set it on there and front and back, and it kind of holds it stable, steady when I'm working underneath. So there's one more thing I'm going to show you now. Typically, these flip forward so you can access. That's why I went with the SCX10, because everything is up here. But I do have my electronics under there. But I want to show you something I did, which, I'll be able to put a couple of body pins in the back. But by doing this, let me show you. So I cut a little slot into the body. So check this out. Let's see if I can bring this down. Sorry, it's going to jump a little. Okay. So one of the things I did is, check this out. So when I want to take my body off, I just push it back. And look, I put little slots, 2 little slots in the body. And they slide into, it's hard to tell. Let me try this side. There we go. See, the bumper has a little lip on it like that. Let me see. So what happens is I just bring it forward, and I'm trying to do this while filming. So, and then I just squeeze a little, and the bumper grabs the front of it. So all I have to do is lock down the back. But I think I'm gonna have to put some serious weight down low, especially once I get the 3 figures in there. But let me show you the inside too. Then I'll be done. Try to cut it a little shorter. That's why you find me a lot of times rushing through my videos, because I want to shorten them up. But sometimes, you know what? I'm not going to rush. It's early morning. And I'm tired. So what I did is, this truck had the battery compartment up front, which would have been better to have the battery up front to add the weight. But by the same token, all the electronics were in the back. So I did it this way. I brought all my electronics up front, and then I'm gonna see if I do in the back here, the back of this thing, a battery compartment, maybe even on this lip somehow with a little box or something. I'll figure it out. But that way I'll have a lot more weight up front. So I'm going to figure out a way to do my battery back here too, somehow. This is not going to be a climbing truck anyway. None of my trucks barely are ever anyway. Most of my trucks are trail trucks anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't have it on here. Whoops. But you guys get the gist of it, how it looks. So, turning out pretty good. So we'll see if I can make something out of this Injora chassis. But I don't want to spend any money on it, on the chassis, until I finish this body and see how it all turns out. See if it's worth it to go ahead and basically right now I got to replace these axles. Definitely got to replace the axles. But I'm not going to do that until I see. And then I get my red cap today, and it should work out pretty good. Take care, guys.